Without further ado, let us go back to the machine over here. Let's go to the control room and say hello to GC. There he is, feeling himself. He's got his Atlanta Hawks. I am starting to figure out the gimmick here.
Falcons.
It's Falcons. Excuse me. What did I just say? Hawks.
Oh,
I'm starting to figure out the gimmick here. It's all Georgia-based gear.
It's my wardrobe, dude. I lived there for 24 years. So
I lived in Montreal for 20 years. I'm not wearing Montreal gear 24/7.
As you would say, not to break the fourth wall, but you come in an Expos hat every single day.
That's true.
You're talking about the 94.
That's true.
NL East race. Come on.
That's true. Falcons, what's their record right now?
Not good. 1-3.
1-3.
Yeah, they are not good.
Are you one of those guys who won't bet on your team?
I'm not betting on the Falcons this year, but no, I'll bet on my team. I bet on Georgia against Clemson this year.
All right. So it's Wednesday, which means as we like to do these days, we're going to get some picks from you.
Yeah.
Quick recap. What are we up right now?
We are up 5.7 units overall. First 2 weekends have been pretty good to us. 2 profitable weekends.
I mean, everyone's buzzing about GC and Helwani, the hottest new segment in mixed martial arts. In fact, the person who this segment is named after, the great Daniel Cormier, actually called me about it. I thought he'd be upset.
You're lying. That really happened?
Of course. DC and I talk all the time. I call him up right now. Said he was honored. Said that he took it as a big compliment and that he wished you the best. You know, obviously he said you sound a lot like Will Arnett. He's not.
It's Reese's. It's Reese's what Will Arnett does, not Kit Kat. I came on here.
Oh, okay.
And he was the Kit Kat guy.
All right. Well, he said that he's honored by the mention, the recognition, us sort of tipping our cap, giving the old nod to the program DC and Helwani, and he has no issues with it whatsoever. And so. We've got UFC. The main ones we have, obviously, are UFC this Saturday and the big boxing match. I don't know if you're doing the boxing match. I think it would be fun. We talked a bit about it on Monday. So without further ado, the floor is yours.
Yeah, we're gonna mix in some boxing. Ooh. You got me following a Fury again. I like it to me on Monday, and now you're doing it to him again now. This time it's a great looking one. Yeah, now everyone has to see me.
I'm sorry.
You just set me up for failure here. All right, yeah. So UFC Vegas 39.
I'm not a big fan of. Why did Mysterious Frank? Why'd you cut my mic there? Was there something wrong? Did I hit the mic?
You're water drinking.
Yeah. So is that gross?
I'll do it with you. Actually, I'm kind of thirsty.
I can't believe this is
happening.
Oh, wow.
What's the problem? So Mysterious Frank is actually waiting for me to drink the water, and you're going to mute me every time I drink the water? Is that what's happening? Is it that bad?
Never again.
Why did I do it?
Water all over the show.
Oh, that's right. Did I do that during the Fury interview and you were disgusted?
He wouldn't shut up about it. Yeah,
I was like, I was actually like mid. I was like, and then I noticed, oh, my mic is off. I thought it was a mistake, like I kicked something. But I guess MF is quick on the trigger over there. What were we talking about?
You're bothered by something about UFC Vegas.
Oh, yes.
39.
I don't call it Vegas 39. Okay, we need to drop that because.
I knew you were going to say this.
Well, guess what?
I did Fight Night last
week. I hate that.
I knew you
hate that.
What is it?
By the way, there have been more than 39 events in Vegas. Why are we talking like it's been just this thing that started? 39 events. I mean, that's absurd. There's probably been 150 events.
The graphic says Vegas 39. So
where's the graph? Oh, yours?
Yeah, we can't show it yet. We haven't.
Scrap the segment. Scrap the segment. Call up Tommy Fury. Okay, just for the record, I like to call them. Okay, the events are like UFC 266. Those are obvious. For the fight nights, I just go with fight night. UFC Fight Night, Dern versus
Rodriguez.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of the X, by the way, not the versus. X is like a Brazilian way of doing it. Instead of versus, they do X.
Yeah,
it looks a lot cooler. Actually, ever since I've been doing it, if you notice on the ticker on ESPN for Monday Night Football, they've been using it now. They stole my gimmick. They'll do like Raiders X Chargers. Completely ripped off my gimmick. Next time you watch...
Oh, you completely came up with it. Yeah. The Brazilian style just stole your ways.
I brought it to America.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway.
Yeah, no, we're not scrapping the graphics, though.
I love the graphics.
Lupita got canceled. She was on there. We had to go back to the lab, change the graphic. It was a tough night for us. But... yeah, we had to get pretty deep in the mud for this one.
Yeah, it's not the best card. It's a little bit thin.
You said it, not me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is not the best card. It is a little bit thin. Kind of a tough card to bet too. A lot of lopsided lines here. So we got 3 singles now. We had 4, but we lost Lupita. Unfortunately, Sam Hughes. That was the trilogy that everyone was waiting for. Not Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. It was Lupita, Sam Hughes.
Right.
Third time they were going to be fighting, but unfortunately, we are not going to get that. So, let's start with the singles.
Okay.
Prelims. First fight of the night, I guess afternoon. This one's going to be happening at like 1 o'clock.
Yes.
Little afternoon delight on the Saturday for you. Steve Garcia. We're going to take him by KO, TKO, or DQ at even money over Charles Ontiveros. This is a weird fight. It's kind of a weird card, and we started off with a weird fight. I'm not exactly sure why it's a UFC fight. Ontiveros spent his entire career at 170, welterweight. Then he makes his UFC debut. He makes the jump to be a last-minute replacement for Kevin Holland. He goes to middleweight, gets ragdoll, slammed to the ground, first round, neck injury, done from there. Now he's moving all the way down to lightweight to take this fight against Steve Garcia, 6'2" lightweight. He may struggle to make weight here. I just find that odd. Meanwhile, on the flip side of this, Steve Garcia, he spent his whole career at bantamweight, took a couple fights at featherweight, makes his UFC debut at lightweight. So they're kind of meeting in the middle of the weight classes here. I don't know. I just kind of found that odd. But we've at least seen Steve Garcia at lightweight, and we've seen him at lightweight in the UFC, albeit he got dominated by Violent Bob Ross. But he was putting pretty good pressure on him. So 6 foot kind of makes more sense for him to be at lightweight. All right, let's look back at the history of these guys a little bit, which I also found interesting. Charles Ontiveros, he fought our man Michael Page, MVP, who we saw last week. He gets labeled as a can crusher. One of the cans that he crushed was Ontiveros. He beat him in the first round. And then if MVP is the can crusher, then Ontiveros is a can crushing cans. 8 of his 11 wins come against opponents that are under 500. The combined record of his opponents, the current combined record of the opponents that he's beaten is 55-66. For those doing the math at home, that's 45% win percentage. That's not good in the fight game. He's not winning against really good guys. Meanwhile, Garcia, he's only fought 2 guys under 500 in his entire career. Also, his losses, they're not that bad for a guy that's fighting in the very first fight on not that great of a card. Luis Pena, Elon Cruz, Ricky Tercios, kind of quality losses. Enough about that. Let's get to the actual fight, the octagon. How does Ontiveros lose? By knockout. He's been finished in all 7 of his losses, 6 of them coming by knockout. How does Steve Garcia win? By knockout. 8 of his 11 wins coming by knockout. I think he uses that pressure we saw him put on Luis Pena, but he's not going to get taken to the ground this time. And he'll be able to get the knockout on Ontiveros and cash our even money ticket.
This is the most amount of time that we have ever spent on a UFC curtain jerker in the history of this program.
That's what you get, man. We're deep in the mud. I told you we got in the mud, and that's exactly where we're at right now.
All right. Let's keep it moving before we lose all the audience.
Oh, wow. That's what we're playing. Well, I mean, it's a winner. I'll come back to
Steve,
you.
I know. That's right.
Yeah,
in my face.
Well, we were going to go with the second fight after this. I had a deep dive on Lupita Godinez against Sam Hughes.
And what happened, by the way?
Sam Hughes' coach, COVID.
Okay.
So it's no longer happening anymore. Unfortunate to see.
Is there a new, is Silvana Juarez in the spot now, or am I wrong?
Yeah, it was someone supposed to be on the Contender Series.
Oh, right. And they moved.
But
you're not touching it.
Nah, now Lupita's like a huge favorite.
Okay.
She's like -400.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll start with the first fight. Now we'll jump all the way to the main event.
Really?
Strawweights. Yeah. I mean, I don't have that many singles. I got 2, and the third one's on the boxing.
Okay, gotcha.
Marina Rodriguez. I'm gonna take her at money line plus 145.
Gosh. Wait,
yeah.
Can you call? Hey, Joe, can you call back Mackenzie real quick and let her know? I feel there he is. Get her on the horn. I feel like who did you do this to last week? Oh, Lauren Murphy.
Yep.
Okay. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's right. All right.
That one was a little more clear cut. This one we're taking the dog.
So it's money line, huh?
I'm taking the money line plus 145.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, stylistically, opposites attract here. Grappler and Mackenzie Dern, striker and Marina Rodriguez. I see it kind of as a closer to a coin flip than Vegas does. I've seen as big as -180 for Mackenzie Dern.
Really? That surprises me.
I mean, that could be my downfall, doubting Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
But whose strength is going to shine more through here? And if the odds were flipped, I'd probably be taking Mackenzie Dern. If Dern was the underdog, I'd be taking her. I just think there's value in the dog here, in a fight that I could see going either way. Marina's obviously the superior striker here. Dern, she looked more improved against Jandiroba, but Rodriguez still has the massive advantage. Now, obviously, with Dern, what we're worried about is getting taken to the ground and getting submitted. BJJ black belt, ADC submission fighting world champion, 5 of her last wins by submission, all of those coming in the first round. She's literally got the danger to take it to the ground and end it at any moment if she gets the opportunity to. If I was taking Dern, I would take it at submission at plus 150. I think that's the play if you're going to be playing Dern. I think that's her path to victory. A lot of people point to Dern. I don't know if you knew this, 10% takedown accuracy for someone who's getting all these submissions.
Interesting.
In the UFC. I think that's kind of skewed. I think she's improved that in recent fights. And obviously it doesn't seem to matter. For the last fights, she wins by submission. And she really only needs one. But she goes 0 for 5 on takedowns against Jandiroba. Goes to a decision. Goes 0 for 6 against Hebus. Goes to a decision, gets her only career loss.
I mean, it was literally 4 months after she gave birth, but fair enough.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah. So, Rodriguez, she's got 62% takedown defense. She kept it off the mat majority of the fight against Waterson, despite Waterson going for the takedowns in that one. So what if Dern can't take it to the ground? What if she cannot get that early submission? What if she has to go the distance with Rodriguez? This is a 5-rounder. What is she going to look like in the championship rounds? We know what Rodriguez is going to look like. She went to 25 minutes with Waterson. I feel confident that she can continue to outstrike her throughout the fight if she can avoid getting submitted. And, I think she can win by a decision. And she's shown the potential that even at 115, she has the power to turn the lights off. And I think she might be able to do that here. The path is clear for Dern. I mentioned that. But I think Rodriguez also knows that the path is clear. She's been training to defend against these takedowns, to defend against these submissions. And I think that's what she's going to do. Also, little bonus. You talked against it last week. MMA math. It worked out for us with Jamie Malarkey, so we're just going to keep riding the train. Dern, the only loss. Amanda Hebus knocked out in the second round against Marina there. Ipso flipso. I think Rodriguez. I think she's a live dog at plus 145. That's what I'm
surprised that it's that lopsided plus 145. But I thought for sure it would have been like a minus 110, minus 110.
That's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
And I saw the odds. That's why I'm saying.
Yeah. No, it's worth it.
I think
Marina's really good. Marina's really good. She looked great in her last fight.
I think it's a little bit more of a coin flip. That's why I said, I think if Dern was the underdog here, like if I would be taking Dern.
Right.
I don't think I'm favoring either one that much. I just think the value is in the dog. So I'm rocking with plus 145 with Marina.
I like it.
All right.
It's a big fight. I mean, I know it's not the biggest main event of all time, but both have looked very good, and I'm very high on Mackenzie Dern. I'm very high. I think the winner of this fight is going to be one fight away from, maybe the winner of the fight is going to fight Carla Esparza, who I think should have probably gotten the nod in the title fight on November 6th, but they went with Zhang Wei Li, the rematch against Rose Namajunas. And I understand from a business standpoint why they did that. I can see the winner of this fight fighting Carla, and that would be an interesting style matchup, especially if it's Mackenzie Dern, the wrestler versus the jiu-jitsu practitioner, and you talked about the takedowns. Interesting stuff. Big time fight. Deserves the attention. What else we got?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great fight. Now, wouldn't be surprised at all if Dern won. Last single play we got.
Well, now it feels like you're hedging by saying that, because you're going to come back and say, but I told you I wouldn't be surprised.
I told you if you're gonna take a way on Dern, it's the plus money, plus 150 on submission. But we'll see. I'm riding with Rodriguez.
You didn't mute me there, by the way. But I moved away from the mic.
It's all over now.
It's over? You can't do it? I feel like it's a good gimmick.
I mean, I've been doing it since we started.
We started?
The show back up. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't notice. You're quick.
Well, this one time you interrupted yourself.
Yeah, I know. That's right. That's right. My bad. All right, what else we got?
All right, we're going to do a little sprinkle here. You mentioned this line on Monday.
Oh.
I'm intrigued by it. Tyson Fury with the points by decision, plus 300 over Deontay Wilder.
Is it plus 300 now? Was it plus 300 on Monday?
I want to say it was like plus 280.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I found it at plus 300. Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, they went the distance in the first fight.
Yep, there it is.
Probably should have gone to Tyson on points.
Oh, I like those little glove emojis.
A nice touch.
Yeah,
huh?
nice.
Nice touch. Differentiate, it's not UFC, it's the boxing. Yeah, nice touch. But, I mean, like Tyson said on Monday, they've gone 19 rounds. He thinks Wilder's only won 2 of them. I just don't really see a scenario where Wilder wins by decision. I think Wilder's going to have to be smarter here. Like, that's the only option if he wants to stay in this fight. And Tyson has respect for his power. I think he has to be careful as well. And on top of that, interestingly enough, 4 of Tyson's last 7 have gone to decision, including one against Wilder. Just to go to decision is plus 220. might as well jack it up to plus 300 because I think if it does go decision, I firmly believe that Tyson Fury will win.
Yes. Like if you told me right now that you have already seen the fight and it went the distance, but you're not going to tell me who won, I'm saying, yeah, that's obviously Tyson Fury.
Yes.
By the way, his bro, Tommy, he said, what did he say? 5th round, right? I want to look up. If you go with Tommy's pick of 5th round, it is.
It's gonna pay out pretty good.
Yeah, plus 1,400.
Oh.
Is it worth a sprinkle? And then I'll bill him if we lose.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, if we can comp the bet out, then yeah, absolutely. I mean, at plus 1,400 though, that could cover the Jake Paul contract. He doesn't even need to fight if he's hitting those.
That's true. He's in Vegas. Make it happen, Tommy. Let's go.
I mean, the guy knows it better than anyone. So.
All right. So it's just that.
Just 3 singles. Man.
Okay.
It's not a huge.
Listen, you don't have to give us 8 like last time or whatever it was.
I don't love a ton of plays this weekend, but we do. We're gonna get interesting. We're gonna get weird. It's a weird card. We're gonna get weird with the parlays here.
All right. What do we got?
We got 2 parlays.
2 parlays.
2 parlays.
Okay.
Man. So we're gonna start with parlay number 1. Prelims, leg 1. Steve Garcia. This one just the money line minus 300 over on Taveros. All the reasons that I just listed earlier. It's as easy as that. We'll move on to leg 2. Chris Gutierrez, minus 265 over Felipe Colares. Colares, he's never been finished. He's eaten a lot of big punches. That Montel Jackson fight, the Luke Sanders one, he's got a great chin. He's always applying pressure. But with that being said, I still think Gutierrez has the massive striking advantage here. Colares just is not good on his feet. He absorbs twice the amount of strikes that he lands, and we can't forget Gutierrez. He's going to go to the legs. That's what he does. He's going to start chopping the wood early and often. He actually has a leg kick finish against Vince Morales, his only finish in the UFC. Calves are going to be red. He's just going to be depositing in the calf kick bank on this one. I think only the danger is Colares taking it to the ground, BJJ black belt. But even if that happens, even if his legs aren't compromised at that point, I think Gutierrez has a solid enough takedown defense. Plus, we got a little more MMA math, We're just going to ride it till it fails, I guess. Geraldo de Frites, he welcomes Colares to the UFC with a loss. Next fight, goes out, loses to Chris Gutierrez.
Wow.
So I'm going to ride with Gutierrez. I think it happens by unanimous decision here.
Okay, and that is the headliner, if you will, of the prelims, the last fight on the prelims. By the way, card starts at 1:30. I said 1. Starts at 1:30 Eastern, and it's on ESPN Plus. Yeah. Main card on ESPN, by the way, the worldwide leader, our former home. By the way, I was wondering, I noticed your Twitter avatar is you, I think, on the red carpet at the ESPYs.
Yeah, that's completely fabricated. It's a setup they give you in Bristol.
Oh, okay.
No. I mean, they would never send me to the ESPYs. Come on.
Well, I wasn't even wondering about that. I was just wondering when you were going to change it because it's almost like, hey, I have a new relationship, I have a new partner, and yet I'm still keeping the same photo of my old partner.
I don't play that game.
It's weird. I mean, it's
my Venmo picture is still with my ex-girlfriend. I've
really
in a relationship. Yeah, I just don't.
And the new one doesn't mind?
No.
Does she even know?
Oh, she knows. She Venmos me all the time. I mean,
she hasn't brought this up. I mean, that's actually really
It's
weird.
been brought up in front of her. I just don't. It's just not that big of a deal.
Come on.
And here you are. She doesn't sweat it.
Yeah.
Here you are sweating.
I was actually wondering. I was like, okay.
I mean, look at this.
I'm waiting. When are we changing it? Your Venmo is of your ex-girlfriend. Is it just a picture of her, or is it you and her?
I mean, it's just me and her. I've just never taken the time to change it. I just
weird,
don't care
man.
about my Venmo.
I need to
picture.
talk to your new girlfriend about this. That is weird. That is really weird.
By this.
Yeah, she's
watching right now. There's no doubt she's watching right now.
Well, whatever.
So I'm sure I'm gonna get
what's her name? Can I have the first name?
Tessa.
Tessa. I mean, we need to fix this. I mean, this is a problem. If I'm being honest, your and she's actually like my wife doesn't Venmo me. We don't have a reason to. We have a bank account, shared whatever. She actually has to see this. Most people go through the timeline
it's so small. It's like
most people have to go through and cleanse the timeline. That seems like the appropriate thing to do. You're rubbing it in her face.
No. By the time you pull up the Venmo picture, by the time you get to the actual one and you're viewing it full size on the phone, it's so pixelated. You can't even tell. It's
Joe, do me a favor. Call up Tessa right now. Let's.
It's a nothing issue. And here you are sweating my ass.
I mean, the SB one is weird. I mean, we work for a great company now. It just feels like it's time to move on. Are you still hanging on? I mean,
let me get a red carpet picture for Fox.
I mean, get one on the set. I mean, this is the most iconic set in broadcasting at this point. It would be a nice picture, and then you go new profile pic, hashtag new profile pic at Greeny, just to let him know what he had. Greeny, by the way.
Yoon actually worked with Greeny. This past weekend.
What do you mean? Where?
Some sort of football thing.
Yoon? What? Yoon's? I didn't know she was seeing other shows. I thought it was.
She has. I thought she was extra things she has.
Okay, interesting. Greeny now the voice of the NBA apparently.
Congratulations!
Did you hear about that?
MG. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty
NBA
much
countdown.
Unbelievable. The guy's got like 900 jobs. He's working to the bone. Okay, back to the pick. Sorry.
Yeah, we got to finish this. Before we go to TJ.
Yeah.
All right, final leg of the first parlay, co-main event. Randy Brown, Jared Gooden. Randy Brown, Jared Gooden, co-main event. Here we go. You got to love it. I'm going to take Randy Brown at minus 235 here.
Okay.
I think the way Jared Gooden gets the win is by knockout. People say Randy Brown likes to go to sleep, say he has a bad chin, but if you look at the people he's lost to, Vicente Luque, Nico Price. Nico Price with a hammer fist from the bottom position. I just don't see that happening here. He even had a decision with Bilal Muhammad. He's losing to high-quality opponents. I think if he stays on the feet, Randy Brown has the advantage. Height, reach, keep him at range. He's the better striker. Goes to the ground, I think Randy Brown is the better wrestler. I think as long as he stays conscious, avoids the KO, Randy Brown has numerous avenues, gets the hand raise. So we'll go with Rude Boy to finish out the parlay, which will pay out, as you can see, plus 162.
Plus 162. Look at that. I like that. Some people were accusing you last week of, what was the Bellator one?
Plus 111.
111, all right.
Yeah, proud of that one. 4-leg plus 111. But
what's by the way, most that you ever hit on a parlay? 5, 6? Like how many legs?
Legs? I mean, I've done like 8 or 9.
Really?
Ones, yeah.
And you hit it?
Yeah, I mean, not always, but yes. I've hit some pretty ridiculous bets. I mean, I've been betting for
right. Who got you into it?
Just when I was in college. I mean, I always loved sports. So,
do you feel like your life has changed drastically since like everything became legal? Not all states, but New Jersey, New York.
Nah.
You don't, because you were figuring out ways.
Yeah, I mean, you got the offshore books,
right? Perhaps we'll have a big announcement regarding this in the very near future pertaining to this program.
That's for you to say, not me.
Yeah. All right.
Let's
second one. Yep.
Parlay number 2. We'll start with the prelims. Heavyweights, Alexander Romanov. We're going to take him inside the distance at minus 250 over Jared Vanderaa. Romanov, he's 14-0, 13 wins by finish. Could be 14, but obviously that one against Juan Espino got called early because of the low blow. Vanderaa, he's 3-2 in his last 5. And in his last loss back in February, Romanov's fellow countryman, he did us a favor, the fellow Moldovan, Sergey Spivak, the polar bear. He lays out the masterclass for Romanov to get the victory against Vanderaa. You take this one to the ground right from the jump and you start going to work. Polar bear, he had 8.5 minutes of control time in a 9.5-minute fight before finishing him late second round. Jared Vanderaa has 0% takedown defense. I'm not saying like he has 0 takedown defense. I literally mean he has 0% takedown defense.
Wow.
He's never stuffed a takedown in his 3 fights in the UFC. What's Romanov's specialty? It's wrestling. He has over 70% control time in his 3 UFC fights. If you can keep that number up, it would actually be the highest in heavyweight history. Obviously, that's tough to do. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that, but I think he keeps it up here. The path is clear. His strength is his opponent's weakness. And so we will go with King Kong from Moldova to get the win by finish.
I love it. Do we have the graphic for this?
Oh, no, we can't go to
Okay, sorry.
Got to give the last two.
Yeah, you don't want to reveal. I get it.
We'll go middleweights for the next one, main card. We'll go with Phil Haas at minus 290 over Deron Winn. There's another bout with a good wrestler, but this one is much, much different with this one. Obviously, the glaring difference is the size of the two fighters. Deron Winn, he's fighting at middleweight, 5'6", 70-inch reach, going against Phil Haas, 6 foot flat, 77.5-inch reach. That is a 7.5 reach advantage for Haas. Size disadvantage, expertise being wrestling. We know Wynn's going to try to get this one to the ground. But can he? I mean, Haas is a pretty good wrestler. We saw him get the NJCAA National Championship at Iowa Central Community College. We just saw what Kyle Dawkins can do. In that fight against Kevin Holland, man, he was doing really well. Fantastic grappler. Haas fought Dawkins previously, the fight before Holland, and he won by unanimous decision. He stuffed all 7 of Dawkins' takedown attempts. I think he's going to be able to do that one here. We also know Haas has that KO power. We've seen that 18-second knockout against Jacob Malkan. He's got the size advantage, better, broader skill set. Deron Winn, he's just 1-2 in his last 3 fights. We'll take Megatron to get it done here for the second leg.
Big one for Deron Winn. Mini DC, my guy.
Mini DC,
Some might say a must-win for the big boy.
I really can't argue with you.
Tough draw. Tough draw against Phil Haas. Yeah.
All right, third and final leg. It's the crossover parlay. We're going to take Tyson Fury minus 295 over Deontay Wilder. I mentioned the decision prop. This one, It's just a win. Win any way you want, man. I learned my lessons of the Gypsy King last fight. I was holding the Deontay Wilder ticket. I was ripping it up quick, man.
What was it? Deontay Wilder via?
Ooh, nothing. Just a win last time.
All right.
Yeah, it was like a -110 fight. Yeah, I got schooled pretty bad on that one. Fury, he said it on Monday that he's improved since the last fight too. I actually believe him. And it's the last leg. I know it's only a +152 parlay, but it's the last leg. It leaves the door open if we want to do a little hedge on Wilder by KO at +275. I think that's the only way he wins. So, to finish it off, Tyson Fury money line, and that'll pay +152.
Ooh, okay. Another plus. By the way, you can go you can do, not to say that we want that here, but you can do parlays with anything, right? You could do one fight, one basketball game, one.
Oh yeah, especially on books like DraftKings and FanDuel, they leave the option open. But I said we were going to get weird.
I like it.
So we're going to get weird here. We're going to add a little extra sprinkle onto this.
There's more?
Oh. What could possibly go wrong with this one? We're going to take the ingredients from parlay number 1.
Yes.
The ingredients from parlay number 2. We're going to put them in a melting pot. We're going to stir them together, and we're going to parlay the parlays. We're going to put a little sprinkle on that. Obviously not as much as the other 2 parlays, but we're going to take a 6-leg parlay combining the 2 parlays we took, just in case if they all hit.
Wait, so that's a third parlay?
A third parlay. We have a third parlay for this weird, wacky card.
That is bizarre. I never heard of someone doing that.
Well, you just have.
Yeah.
I mean, so here's the plan of action here to make it make a little bit more sense. If one hits and the other loses, it's just kind of a wash.
Yeah.
You profit a small amount. But if you go 2 for 2, and then you get that extra little sprinkle. I'm talking like half of what you're putting on the single parlays on this big parlay. If they all hit, then you don't want to have both parlays hit and not have the 6-leg parlay just in case.
I get it. I mean, I've never heard of it, but I understand why you're doing it. I mean, I don't understand why you're doing it. I understand the reasoning behind it.
If you understand the reason, it sounds like you understand why I'm doing it.
I mean, it just seems a little crazy, but.
We got to get crazy on this.
I mean, you could end up looking like a genius come Saturday night. So,
or we could just hit one parlay, go 1 and 1 in the singles, and could just be, I don't know. I mean, this is going to be it's a weird.
I like it. You've given us an extra reason to be invested. You've given us something to look forward to. So thank you. And Jedi Goodman has already tweeted out the picks. I mean, we're already done.
Well, the super parlay, the parlay, that pays +560.
Wow, that's fun.
It's fun, man. It's gonna. We'll see. We'll see, though. We'll see.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
TJ Dillashaw.
TJ Dillashaw coming up next. Strap on your seatbelt. After that, we'll be joined by Zhang Wei Li, and then we'll be answering some questions. So thank you very much to GC. Tons of picks there. He'll be tweeting them at Connor Burks is the Twitter handle